When they try to stop your vision, try to block your vision mentally, physically, etc., you gotta tell them,
Bye, Felicia.
bye bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Because there is a different type of confidence that comes from staying on task. You feel it. This is when you're not talking about it, you're not planning it forever, you're not posting about it, you just doing it. Even if the task is this big, even if the task requires you to stay focused for 15 minutes a day, even if you want to have a health challenge, you say, I'm going to do it for 20 minutes a day. Even if you start a website and it's not perfect, or you starting a business and it's not perfect, it's still forming, right? Every time you complete a task, you stay on task, you create the proof. What proof, you might ask? Proof that you can trust yourself. Proof that you are not the same person who quit last time. Progress over perfection. Back. So when you complete tasks and you show up for yourself, this is proof that your dream is not just this emotional roller coaster where you hop on, hop off, you have to restart over. It's proof that you really mean business. This is proof that your dreams are actually becoming a system. Because one thing we must know is that emotions can't carry us every day. Some days you're going to feel inspired. Some days you're going to feel deep. Some days you might not feel deep. Some days you might not feel powerful. But this is the days you still show up and say, I am here. It might not be perfect, right? Because you got to do progress over perfection. And sometimes the I am here, I'm showing up for my dreams, that's enough to keep your seed alive. I always go back to the dental school time period because that's 4 years of no break for real. Even when you get a break, you feel like you should be studying. It's like that. It's like, dang, I gotta study something because it's just too much to know. So I can't waste no time because somebody right now is studying. They're gonna be ready. You gotta stick with your classmates because your classmates some beasts. They don't play around, so you can't play around. You can't be the slacker. Me right now, continuing education credits. Yes, I love that. Because we are lifelong learners. That's what it means to be hood to hooded. You are a lifelong learner. You forever learning. You never say, you know what, I'm done learning and reading. I'm just comfortable. But some people do that. They be like, I'm done reading and learning and growing. I don't want to do nothing but this one task for the rest of my life. I'm done. But if you a dreamer, somebody who is going to activate their dream, that means you're taking those courses, you taking credits, you learning more about your industry, whatever that is. And then every time you show up and you stay on task, remember this is the proof that you need to trust yourself to keep showing up again. Every time I show up, I feel proud. Because it's like, you know what? I could have quit today. But I've been there, done that already. That's why history taught us that narrative is power. Because we have to connect this to the history lessons we've been studying all week. And one thing these lessons have let us know and has made it very clear is that whoever controls our narrative, they control our memory. They influence the future, the youth, for generations to come. So I'm always an advocate for history because I know that it matters. Not just the dates, not just the documents that we read, not just, oh, this is an old book. We have to know that history is not dead. History is instruction. If people can control the story, they can control how people see themselves. They can control how you move, your emotions. They can make strength look like a weakness. They can make intelligence look like it's absent. And we've been reading that in the religious instructions of the Negroes. They try to make everything look like, oh, they don't know why things are happening. But history, it does kind of repeat itself because the system keeps repeating itself. Evil keeps growing and not being eradicated because the people who are controlling the history are not learning. That's why the Pope comes out and he apologized. That's not enough. For me, it's definitely not enough. That's not enough. But these are steps. Something is happening. A change is being made. So they can make our intelligence and our strength look like weakness, or they can try to make ownership disappear. They could try to make survival look like it's inferiority. And many times they try to make us forget who we are by renaming us, redirecting us, rewriting our story. This is why we must study. When the enemy comes in your space, you got the armor, the shield of knowledge and wisdom, so no one can attack your spirit. They can't say nothing to you. They can't try to use a slur to bring you down because you're becoming emotionally intelligent. So even when you're the only one in the room that looks like you, you still feel confident because you know who you are. You know what your ancestors fought for. You know where you came from. And you have the DNA and the genetic code that make you glow. Am I lying or not? Let's dive into an oral hygiene reset for the week. Back to history, which is my heart. Reset is not just mental. We have to think about a physical reset as well. One of the simplest ways to get back into routine is to say that I am still worth caring for. And how you care for your mouth really tells how you care for yourself. I could tell if someone is really serious about their overall health just because of the way they care for their teeth, right? Because teeth are very important. Once you just let the teeth go, everything else kind of crumbles apart. So oral health has to also be a part of our discipline. And no, it doesn't have to be perfect, because even small daily habits protect your future, your teeth from cavity, expensive dental treatments. So today's reset is really simple. I just need y'all to brush 2 minutes tonight and floss. Clean your tongue. Some people skip that step, brushing your tongue or using a tongue scraper. Drink some water before bed. No juice, no soda, none of that. Look at your gums. Do a light evaluation. If your gums are bleeding after you floss, if they're swollen, this is a sign. You have halitosis. You got some odor going on. This could be a sign of something deeper going on. And this one right here, guys, if your teeth are sensitive, sensitivity, pain, hot to cold, these are signs that something is wrong. It's not normal. So you should not be sensitive. Ice cream, sensitive. You drink something hot, it's sensitive or painful. This is a sign. So the earlier you go to figure out why your teeth is talking to you, the cheaper your treatment may be. Because maybe it's just a feeling. Get the feeling. It's not going to be ever cheaper than that. If you don't get the feeling, then something. Mouth is talking to you. You're going to reset this week. Gums are bleeding. That is not normal. Have a toothache. It keeps coming back. This is not something that you play with. You have a sore in your mouth. This is another thing that is not normal. You want to go get it checked. Oral cancer is very deadly. And the earlier you find it, this increases your outcome. It increases the possibility to save your life. But if you wait, very aggressive, then all types of stuff. I'm not trying to be scary, but just make sure you don't ignore. Your body always gets wrong. Maybe not with the heart, because that different heart conditions can be the silent killer. Normally with the mouth, it's going to tell you something is wrong, right? Plaque is going to tell your story. Bleeding, pain, that can tell a story. But if you take care of your teeth, this could be a great story, because some people who come in and they haven't been in a while, but they do their oral hygiene to perfection at home, and maybe they haven't been in. Maybe they had some financial issues, but they still had the discipline at home. They have great outcomes when they come to the dentist. But if you just give up and just stop brushing, stop flossing, it's going to be bad news. Are you listening to your mouth today, guys? I hope so. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for life to calm down for you to get in line. Stop waiting for anybody to understand you. Stop waiting for the perfect version of yourself to arrive. If I had waited for the perfect version of myself to arrive, think that I could cross the stage, I probably would have not been where I am today. Because every part of this journey, at least my journey from hood to hood, it has been imperfect. It's not been like, oh, she had the perfect this, the perfect. No. It's been totally imperfect. Which is why I'm a receipt that if you have any obstacles, you can still do it. You can still do it. So stop waiting on that perfect version of you to arrive. Version of you that changes your life is not always the most. Sometimes that's the version that's tired. It's still still move. Sometimes that version of you is scared as hell, but you still speak up. Sometimes that version of you is grieving. For the majority of my life, I've been in a version of myself that has led with grief. Even though I'm ambitious and a dreamer, I lived a certain couple of decades with grief leading the way, but I was still built. Sometimes you have a version of you that you living in right now. You have 10 reasons to quit. You got 10 reasons. You might have 100 reasons to quit. All you need to do is find that one reason why you must keep going. For me, my one reason why I kept going, my mama told me I was going to be a doctor when I was a little girl. Gave me that confidence before she passed away. So I just held on to that one reason. Regardless of the custody battle, regardless of the jail visits, to see father, regardless of what was going on, regardless of not having the best setup going to school, or just facing my teenage drama, or just all of the experiences and the mistakes that I made. I had to find one reason not to quit. I need you to find one reason, not 10, just one. That's how you put past your limits. Not by pretending that it doesn't hurt, not by denying the pressure, because remember, if you're a diamond, the pressure is required. You can't be a diamond. You can't sit with the diamonds talking about you didn't go through no pressure. Because part of the process to become a diamond is to go through the pressure, the ugly phase where you just can't really even see clearly. We are deciding that pressure is not the end of our story because we are diamonds. In this season, we're not just surviving, we're becoming organized, getting more disciplined, more consistent, wiser by the day. We're getting harder to distract. We always talk about those distractions, but it's getting so hard to distract you in your winning season. So I need for us to become the type of person who can carry the future that we've been praying for. A lot of us are living right now in things that we prayed for in the past. I know for me, I'm living right now in things that my family prayed for, I prayed for, and now I'm into a place where I have to dream bigger, keep the dream going. I can't just stop here. You can't just stop here. You met this goal. What's next for you? Are you staying in the version of your life that is sometimes tired but still makes moves? Are you? Are we? So that's the message for today. Claim change that you need to elevate higher. Own your own narrative. Don't let nobody write your narrative for you. Not history, not the colonizer, not people who don't believe in you. Don't let them write your narrative. Protect your health and stay on task.